I wanted to share this as we're talking about Black Panther. Does anybody know anything about this? I saw it was Variety announced this. Is this true?
I saw that before. That's the only thing I've really heard of it.
I mean, if they're going to age up his son, this makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've had those rumors for forever. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the rumors were for the son. It could have been, for all we know. But like, I know the rumors for a while was, we were going to get a variant of T'Challa. Like that.
Well, okay, so would you? Let me ask a question, everybody, if they have an opinion on it. Would you prefer a variant of T'Challa or T'Challa's son to just take over the mantle of Black Panther? Which one would you prefer?
His son, 100%.
For his son.
Now, I have no issues seeing a variant of him in the movie. I have no issues with, like, we go to, like, this is just a weird one, but, like, we go to the Fantastic Four world and there's, like, a Black Panther hanging out on the side, or, like, the Sam Raimi universe and there's one over there doing, I'm fine with that. I think that's completely cool, but I think for the main line, it's so sloppy to be like, we have our main one, we replace him in Wakanda Forever for real world reasons, and then you go into 3 with a new one from the multiverse that can't, like, it's just too much. It's too much. I think streamlining it like this makes a lot of sense, and I think leads into Shuri's journey a lot better. Like, I don't want, like, T'Challa just coming back and be like, all right, it's my franchise again, guys. Like, that doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
But, years of her having been this mantle, having fought this Doomsday War and the Secret Wars, and then now this version has now grown up, and her having to pass the mantle down again.
Do we? But Darren, you make a good point there. Do we keep the mantle for both of them, or does she die, or does she have to give him the mantle? Like, how does it work?
I think she would be willing to pass it on to him, because it is technically his. Like, I do think it is his right to be Black Panther. He is the son of the king. It is his, as long as, no one challenges him for it, obviously. But I don't think that's where her passion is. I don't think she's a Black Panther because she has to, because this is where destiny has led her to. But I think she would be more than happy to pass it down to where it was always meant to go in the first place, when the time comes when he is old enough to take that responsibility.
So real quick, so while I could see her giving it to him, like, if he wants it, I would also add, like, the idea of it being, like, traditionally his. That was one of the themes of the first movie, about how they have to give up a lot of their traditions, how they have to evolve.
Yeah.
So I don't think that necessarily fits into that particularly well. But if she's like, if you want it, it's yours, then I give her.
Okay.
So I'll throw a little bit of a wild card out here with this. Whenever like we get to like after everything's like set in its new ways, and we get Black Panther 3 and whatnot. What if in the new established world that we get, it is established that Black Panther, like he had a again, this is maybe a reach, but that T'Challa had a romance with Storm and it ends up being Storm's son. Like, do you think they would do that?
I don't know.
For me, I think that erases everything they established in the second movie, right? Wouldn't that, like, screw that up?
I mean, we don't
true.
We don't know what's going to carry over.
I mean, that's fair. I don't know if they want to, like, make Storm a mother immediately. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they'd want to do that. I think Storm's going to be...
She could very well not know.
Not know what?
Well, because remember they did the whole thing. I mean, I know she would obviously give like birth to him, but remember the whole thing they did in Taz whenever she had that son that she didn't know about that got possessed by the Shadow King?
I think that's too complicated for the MCU. Personally,
I mean, they've done.
I mean, am I wrong? Does anybody? I mean, everybody else can sound off on it. I mean, I feel like that's too complicated.
I mean, honestly, I don't think that. Like, as much as I like Storm and I like their relationship, I don't think they'll go there, because I mean, I feel like they've already established that his mother is can't the name of the character, but Lupita Nyong'o's character.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what you could do, though? If we are aging up the son, 17, 18, maybe 19, whatever, they've said this X-Men cast is younger.
Yeah.
They could switch it up. They could have the son get with Storm, and so there you still have that relationship. Kind of, obviously, it's a different character, so it is a different dynamic from the comic books. But when has the MCU ever been one for the comic book? Like they're always
Literally
down to
never.
be like
Literally
roll a dice and change it just based on like a comic cover. Be like, oh, see, we did the thing. It's like, not really. You just kind of took inspiration from the thing. But like you could do that. Like that.
I don't
could
know.
work.
Omega, you think Storm should be pushing out a baby already?
Not
Again,
I did not say a baby. I said nothing about
Like
a
that was
baby.
just a random thing that I threw out there because of the history. I'm not saying they need to do it. It was just something I thought about.
I still think they should bring back the original T'Challa. Recast, of course, but
I was about to say, wait,
not.
necromancy or
Not.
something?
I would prefer
necrophilia.
not. I would prefer not the Sun, not a multiverse variant. I wish they could just find a way to bring him back with a new actor. Which I think they should have done anyway.
Well, I'm saying, like, I think if they were going to do that, they would have done that in the second.
They would have
movie.
done it originally.
I think so.
It's
I
not
know
too
that-
late. It's not too late. You can flash
so
back to when.
disrespectful, though, to like
How's that
movie-
disrespectful?
Because they had a funeral for him and everything.
They had
in
an
the second
entire movie about mourning the actor and the character. If like they were just like, haha, psych, he's back.
Look, I
now."
was on board with recasting him if they would have
Yeah.
done it before they had a funeral
Yes,
for him.
I
Once
agree.
they had the funeral for
I
him,
got
I'm
it all
like,
planned.
Okay. So
You-
what's your plan?
You flash back to when he was sick. He isn't dead yet. He was sick. Shuri's trying to come up with a cure. She's having trouble. Suddenly, Cher starts singing. If I could
Oh
turn
my
back
God.
time.
I thought you had a
Deadpool-
serious one.
I'm dead serious about this.
Okay.
Deadpool shows up, hands her the cure, says cleaning up the timeline, pops out. Then we cut back to the current day. Not dead.
So I would be okay
Was this
with this.
before or after Superman flies around the Earth really fast and turns back time?
I would be okay with this, except that Chadwick actually had cancer and died.
Yeah.
That's true, but I think Chadwick would have wanted the character to go on. I don't
Well,
think he
Chadwick.
would've wanted the
So
character.
I do think Chadwick wanted the character. I think Chadwick would have
Yeah.
been okay with whatever they decided to do with the character, but they chose to kill the character off.
Yeah.
There are more respectful ways to do that. I think
Yeah.
there's better ways.
I
to
mean,
like if you're going to, I think if you're going to do that at all, just have it be like Secret Wars. He never died. Like you can end Secret Wars and he's still here or whatever. The time travel bit does not work for me. I do not think you can like.
I
edit-
agree with Stamina. I
and-
agree with Stamina MC. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I
No,
was
it's fine.
I'm not a huge fan of Wakanda Forever, famously,
Right.
but the stuff that dealt with his death,
Mhm.
that was powerful. That hit me.
Let me. I just want to touch on this quickly.
Like that, those really worked for that movie.
I've
Yeah,
done.
that
I've
was-
talked about this
holy
before, but
shit.
I just. I need. Okay, let's pull it back for a second. Okay, I need people to be a little bit realistic with this. You were working on a movie, the first ever movie with an primarily black cast. It wasn't all, but primarily black cast. You have Chadwick Boseman, who to a lot of kids out there, a lot of people out there, was Black Panther. Just like certain people are Spider-Man, certain people are Captain America, certain people are Iron Man. You work with this person and you become very, very close with them. And then you find out the biggest movie of like the black superhero ever. They want to do a sequel to it. You have to go back to work, and you just expect all of these people to go back to work and completely ignore what happened and not give people closure on this character. Like, just recast him and work with somebody else like nothing happened to Chadwick. I just don't think that's a realistic perspective. I'm sorry.
And that
And,
would,
like-
why would you do that to the cast for one
I
thing?
look, I'm not saying they couldn't have done it. They absolutely could. But I can't imagine going to work on a movie where I worked with someone and they were very close to me, and then I come back and I'm supposed to pretend this other person is that same person. You know what I'm saying? Like in my mind, it just doesn't compute. I could be wrong. That's just my take on it.
I mean,
I just don't see any way they could have done
Season
it.
3 of Spartacus: Blood and Sand did it when
Yeah.
when
But that's
when
such
Andy
a bigger
died.
thing, man. Like that's such
Harry
a
Potter did it.
it's on such a bigger scale, and like I said at
Harry
Like,
Potter's
like-
supporting character.
like
What?
when this happened, my stance was whatever the family and the cast and the director feel the most comfortable with.
Yeah.
I was willing to stand with any decision they went with because this was an incredibly hard choice. But like this isn't like Kevin Feige said, yes, you need to do this. This was
No.
Ryan Coogler.
This
was
isn't. Look, I want to
this
point
is
this
a
out, guys.
family.
I want to
Family.
pause for a second here. This is not the same thing. I
No,
think you
not
guys
at
don't
all.
understand. when they work together on a movie a first of its kind ever with this person very closely, right? This was somebody that went to hospitals to visit kids, somebody that was big on charity, that worked with all these people outside of this. This is not a one-to-one comparison. I don't think there is any situation we could say is similar to what happened with the Black Panther situation with Chadwick. I don't think there is a comparable situation. That's why I don't think there's an all-encompassing answer that works. If they wanted to recast and they did that, I would have agreed with it as long as that's what the family wanted and everybody on the cast wanted. But I was actually in the theaters on opening day, almost the first showing of this movie, and the amount of people that came in that were showing so much respect towards Chadwick and what happened to him in this movie tells me that it's bigger than a movie, and I think we need to understand that. It was bigger than just the movie. Now, that's my perspective. If you don't see it that way, I'm absolutely okay with that. But I just think to believe there was some easy way to do this, I don't think that's true. I don't think there was an easy way to do it.
They were in a rough situation.
Yeah. And also, like, under like a normal circumstance, I would say we'll just take a break from Black Panther movies and come back in 5 years with a reboot. That's what I would typically say, but this isn't a normal franchise. This is a inbred. That's the wrong word I wanted. I did not mean to use that word. This is a intertwined. Intertwined was what I meant to say.
Interconnected.
Intertwined cinematic universe. You couldn't just say, well, we're done with this side of the Marvel universe, because this is arguably one of the biggest aspects of the current Marvel Cinematic Universe. So you couldn't just be like, we're done with Black Panther forever, because I think that's even worse. I think that
would have been worse. Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I heard what you said there, and I get it. But at the same time, I would argue the exact opposite. That because of how big that movie was, because of the cultural impact of that movie, it was necessary to recast, because all those like little black kids that saw like a superhero that looked like them for the first time, you're basically going to tell them that character you connected with, he's dead now. Like, I think that
I get that.
For that reason, the character should have continued.
But you know what my take is, though? I think he should exist outside of the MCU in other stuff. I am 100% not okay with all these games and animated shows and projects being like, it's his father, or it's, 3 lines down. I think killing him and everything is stupid. I think that's really, really dumb and damaging to the character. But, like, I think the whole stance about, like, well, like, these kids need a hero to look up to within that community. I don't know why that can't be Shuri. I think Shuri is just as capable to be that hero of color that kids can look up to and be like, oh, I look like that. That's me. That's something that I can relate on.
But can I even put out there that doesn't even matter, really, right? I don't think that matters. We're talking about a situation where an actor attached to a superhero that everybody loved passed away due to cancer, and they decided to memorialize that in a movie. I don't think any of the other representation stuff is. I mean, look, it is a part of the conversation, but I don't think it's the only thing to be talked about here. Like, they killed off Iron Man. You had to tell kids that Iron Man was killed, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think I don't think there's an argument where like the character shouldn't be killed off because you have to tell kids they're dead, because Iron Man was killed off, and everybody seems to be okay with that. So I think there has to be room for this somewhere where you can recognize that maybe there wasn't the best maybe there was no right decision. You know what I mean? Maybe recasting maybe in a world that was the right decision. Maybe what they did is a right decision. Maybe there was a world where they put the pause on Black Panther and waited until they decided to recast. I don't think there's a really good discussion for it. However, circling back to what we were talking about with the casting of his son and everything in this situation, I would like to think if they want to keep the continuity from that, they would just make it his kid taking over the mantle instead of bringing in an Elseworlds version. That would be because we're talking about what we wanted to happen. I don't think it's really. I think we're getting too far in the weeds with it.
But also keep everything connected together with it being his son.
Yeah, I think we're talking about moving forward. What should they do? And I think if they want to bring in so I think Joe, if I'm reading this right, you think because they should have recast before, you're okay with them just recasting in this one, like bringing another T'Challa in, right? Is that what you're saying?
I'm still okay with it. Now, I think it is going to be his son going forward. I think that's the reason they called the son T'Challa. They could have named the son anything. They named him T'Challa.
Yeah.
So I
They
think
they did that on
volumes.
purpose,
Yeah,
totally on
kind of.
purpose, because they don't have to call him T'Challa Junior. They can just call him T'Challa. It doesn't matter, like
Right.
in the old scheme of things. Omega, are you still there? Did he go? He probably went to poop or something. He's got his mic muted. But anyway, so we'll wait and see. It's a rumor that's been going around. I don't know what they're going to do, and again, I don't think there's a perfect answer for it.